Look, it happens. We've all seen it, maybe we've even done it. A moment of intense pressure, a deadline gets blown, and a manager just loses their cool. It's an awful situation for everyone. But you know what? What you do after that outburst is what really, truly defines you as a leader. So today, we're going to break down the exact playbook for how to make things right. So let's put you right in that moment. You just did it. You blew your top at someone on your team. The words are just hanging in the air. Now what? I mean, what is the very next thing you do? How do you even start to walk back from that?
Ugh, and that silence that follows, it is just so heavy, right? You can feel the resentment, the hurt feelings. But here's the good news, and this is important. That moment does not have to be the end of the story. In fact, this is your chance to rebuild and maybe even make that professional relationship stronger.
Okay, first things first, we have to be real here. The outburst happened, we can't hit the rewind button, so our entire focus from this point forward has to be on the response, on how we repair that damage.
This right here gets to the absolute heart of the problem. When we're angry, we don't just state facts, do we? No, we exaggerate. We say things we don't really mean, things that are bigger and meaner than the situation calls for. And, as the source points out, the emotional hit on the other person is probably huge.
So the one thing you absolutely cannot do is just let it go. If you pretend it didn't happen, that heavy silence we talked about, well, that turns into real resentment. And the respect your team has for you, it starts to crumble. The big takeaway here is you have to act, and you have to act fast to deal with the fallout.
So, what's that first move? Well, it's probably the most important one of all. It's all about accountability. No ifs, ands, or buts. No excuses. It's time to just own what you did. And this breaks down into two really simple, but not always easy, actions. First, you have to admit it flat out. I was angry and my reaction was way over the top. Second, you have to apologize. And I mean a real, sincere apology. Not one of those weak, I'm sorry if you were offended apologies, a real one.
This is just a perfect example of what that apology sounds like. I mean, you could literally use this as a script. It's so direct, it takes full responsibility. Notice the words, I went out of control. And it shows the employee you get it, without trying to justify your behavior. That's a powerful apology.
Okay, so once you've apologized for the emotion itself, you need to deal with the actual words you said. Because, like we said, anger makes us say things that are often just totally unfair and not even true.
I love this slide because it shows that massive canyon between what flies out of our mouths in the heat of the moment and what we actually mean. You go from this huge blanket statement like, people never do what I tell them to do, to the actual truth, which is more like, I was really frustrated with this one specific thing. Retracting that stuff is absolutely crucial.
And here it is again, another concrete example of how to do it. You literally call out your own exaggeration. You say the thing you said, and then you say, and obviously that isn't true. This shows you've actually thought about it, and it takes back the unfairness of that first comment.
So, you've owned the emotion, you've clarified your words. Now it's time to look forward. Because the apology doesn't just magically fix the original problem that made you angry in the first place, right?
And this is such a vital point. Repairing the relationship damage is part one, but the actual work issue, the deadline that was missed, the mistake in the report, whatever it was, it's still sitting right there. Now you have to deal with it, but from a completely different mindset.
The goal here is to pivot. You have to shift from being the accuser to being a partner. You're not blaming anymore. You're collaborating. The entire conversation needs to be about the future. How do we make sure this doesn't happen again?
And this question, this is the golden ticket. It's so simple, but it changes the entire dynamic of the conversation. It invites the employee back to the table as a problem solver, and it signals loud and clear that you're ready to move forward together constructively.
So when you put all of this together, what you're really doing is turning a massive screw-up into a powerful leadership moment. It doesn't have to be a disaster. If you handle it the right way, it can actually be a defining moment for the better.
So here it is, the whole playbook on one slide. It's a simple three-step process. First, you own it. Take that responsibility. Second, you clarify it. Walk back the stuff you didn't mean. And third, you solve it. Shift into that collaborative, forward-thinking mode.
And this is the real payoff. When your team sees you handle one of your own failures with this much integrity in class, it does more than just fix the mistake. It builds a deeper, more resilient kind of respect. You're not just a boss anymore. You're modeling what actual leadership looks like.
So the final question really is this. An outburst is a mistake. There's no doubt about it.
But what comes after is a choice. Are you going to let that mistake define you and your relationships, or are you going to use it as a tool to develop yourself into a more accountable, more respected, and honestly, a more effective leader? The choice is yours.